Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. This is your boy, the coach from the WWE. I would like to welcome you to the very first wrestling podcast in the world to take you on a weekly deep dive into classic matches along with legends of the squared circle. Enjoy the discussion. Enjoy the back and forth. There's so much to get into. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Payoff.
Welcome to an all-new episode of The Payoff. I'm Tom. That's Jeff. Jeff, we're sitting next to each other. I guess, I don't know, maybe this is the third time that we've actually recorded in the same room at the same time together.
Yeah, just crazy. You know, we're bringing it together for the fans, you and me. Like, we were able to get together. We blocked out the afternoon. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Crack a cold one. That's a Celsius strawberry lemonade.
There we go. And so I got my water handy, but we blocked the whole day to record and talk wrestling, and that's what we're doing. So we're excited.
Good. Well, first match we're going to cover here, Jake Roberts and Randy Savage, Saturday night's main event, number 8. Why did you pick this one?
Yeah, so this one, kind of interesting, the timeline. I think you and I, especially with all this refocus on Saturday night main event, trying to, we're still leading up to Cena's retirement here, and that's going to be the big catalyst for that. But also, you and I have just enjoyed these kind of late 80s matches. Like, we weren't covering enough of them. We try and avoid the last 10 years or whatever it might be. But not only is this one, it's Jake the Snake and Randy Savage, like, interesting dynamic to this one. It's heel versus heel. And so, kind of a testing of the waters here. So it should be interesting.
Well, good, man. I'm pumped to cover this one. It's we're going to head back to 1986 for it, and let's get into the build.
Oh, it's time for the build.
All right, so here we are, Saturday night's main event. We're in L.A., Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena, 16,000 in attendance. The match took place on November 15th, 1986, and then would air on November 29th. So we're kicking the show off with this match. You'll get into it, but Randy Savage is our Intercontinental Champion. Following this match, we got the other major star in the promotion, Hulk Hogan, retaining his heavyweight championship against Hercules Hernandez in 6 minutes. Roddy Piper is going to defeat Bob Orton in 3 minutes. The Killer Bees are going to defeat the Hart Foundation in 9 minutes. Interesting. Coco Beware is going to defeat Nikolai Volkov in 2 minutes. And then Magnificent Morocco is going to defeat Dick Slater in 2 minutes. Always interesting that you started off these shows typically with the hottest stuff and ended it kind of the opposite, but I'm sure that's the way NBC wanted it. So, how did we get to Randy Savage versus Jake Roberts?
Yeah, so like I said, this one kind of interesting. You had Savage was really the arrogant bad guy heel leading into this one, like through the later half of 1986. Jake the Snake had actually debuted earlier that year, and he is at the same time kind of the heel, sadistic. Of course, everybody knows his pet snake Damien with him as well too. This match was not kind of rooted in, like I said, face or heel or anything like that. It was heel versus heel. And from everything I could find, it was testing Jake the Snake to see, because the fans were already cheering him. He was becoming that anti-hero. And so this was one where, what do we need to do with Jake the Snake to get him to either be popular or like, what direction are we going to go on this one? And so Savage was already drawing gigantic nuclear heat from every angle, but Roberts had the kind of cool guy persona. Like, he had the snake, he was starting to get the babyface reactions. And so this match was really kind of thrown together to really see what audiences wanted. And so kind of letting that dictate, we hear it all the time, the fans, we're armchairing it, but those in attendance, so the reactions here are going to be really important with how everybody is treating these guys when they're both heels.
Love it. All right, so we're at the 8-minute mark of Saturday night's main event, number 8. Jeff, Are you ready?
Oh, together, man. Let's do it.
Man, this is great.
Yeah.
We are holding hands. We're arm in arm,
Right.
laying on the couch watching. No, we're not. We're actually in two very comfortable chairs in my office. We've got a fantastic setup. I actually wish we could do this every time. This
Me
is a
too.
blast.
I know, always.
All right, enough of that. All right, so we're at the 8-minute mark. It's time for the payoff.
Oh, it's time for the payoff.
All right, we got the lovely Miss Elizabeth here looking classy. We have Macho Man in full outfit, the MM on front, which I like. I mean, there's got to be like a million pieces of sequence on his outfit. He's got the feather boas on the outline of that jacket. I mean, matching headband. You got Jake Roberts in here with the snake. I mean, if this isn't peak 80s WWF, I don't know what is, but what a great scene. Macho Man, all yellow tights now, and man, we're off and running. So we got the two heels going at it. Here, I'll start off with a what if. Do you think the Macho Man would have become an even bigger star had Hulk Hogan either left for Hollywood permanently or for a longer period of time, or if he had turned heel? So it's a what if. I want your commentary on, but my thought process here is, Savage got to be the guy for a year while Hogan was out, but Hogan was kind of overshadowing him and never really left. And it's like, I know Vince relied on Hogan, but man, what if Macho Man would have really been able to get the ball and run? So maybe Hogan turns heel and he beats a heel Hogan, or Hogan leaves for a longer period of time and Macho truly is the guy and doesn't turn heel in the middle of his title run. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it would definitely played out a whole lot different. You kind of use the analogies nowadays. Like Hogan was not positioned when he did go off to Hollywood like someone like Roman or Cody is. Like they're filming Street Fighter right now. I think just the movie industry has changed too, where now they're gone 30 days, 45 days, and then they're back. Hogan was gone for months, years. So I think that, if it had Macho had been given that time and say, hey, because he left, you are now the torchbearer. I do think that he would have been that much bigger. And we can't deny he wasn't a big star, but he would be that much bigger of a star because of it. Yeah, I absolutely think so.
One of the things to me that, both these guys were baby faces and heels, but Randy Savage, and there's only a handful of guys in the history of the business you could say this about. Randy Savage to me was an A+ heel and an A+ baby face.
Yep.
I love those characters where you see him as a heel and it's like, man, I hate this SOB. Mm-hmm. And then when he's a baby face, you're like, he's my guy, he's my favorite guy.
I think it's interesting too because we've said it over the history of the show, not everybody can play both.
No,
Cena is not a heel.
If we learn nothing else this year, we learned why Vince McMahon never turned John Cena heel.
Yeah, and glaring. Yeah,
look, Vince didn't bat 1,000, nor has any other booker or creative person in history. But man, there was a reason why John Cena didn't turn heel. And the amazing part too is, Stone Cold should have never turned heel.
Yep.
Not everyone should be a heel, which again, that's where the genius in NWO Hulk Hogan, right? He was a great heel. Yep. Shawn Michaels was a great heel. I don't know if Triple H was ever a great baby face. I think, again, it's hard. Most guys, one or the other.
And look at Cody. Everybody wants a Cody heel turn, but I don't. I don't know if he could do it.
No, and I think Cena showed us that because it especially in this day and age, it's so hard to maintain authenticity. If Cody Rhodes becomes a heel, he's playing a heel. I know you've got a daughter and a wife, and you're a really nice guy, and you're doing this all for your dad, and I can't get it out of my mind that you're a babyface. Hulk Hogan could be an asshole. That's why the heel thing worked. John Cena just doesn't have it in him. He was an actor trying to play a character, and fans knew it, so then they get upset because they feel like they're being, lied to.
You can't set the record for Make-A-Wish make a wishes granted and then be a heel. Like, it's just not a thing. And so same with Cody. Is he going to cut a promo against his dad? Like, no, of course not. Like, it's just not how this works out, or his brother or anything like that. Like, you're just never going to see that.
Continuing to assault on Jake the Snake. Here's a cover again. This time only count of one. Count it.
So Macho Man's working them, and they're having a pretty good match here.
It's interesting. Is it just me? Do both guys actually look small? Like, I know they're tall.
Man, I'll tell you, I was thinking the same thing.
Like,
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the level of the camera or what. But you make a great point. Like, I mean, Macho Man looks really small, and I'm not saying muscle small. Like, he actually looks short, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so he's got Jake tied up in the ropes now, and Macho's grabbing the snake bag, or kind of hiding it. What's he doing here?
He's hiding it so that
that Jake can't get it. Yep.
That's smart. I actually don't remember them ever doing that before.
Yeah, playing that angle. Commercial break. Here we go.
To a commercial.
Back to it. Yep.
And we're back, and Jake is still tied in.
Yep.
Which means that, for 4 minutes he was tied into that. But okay, he's out now.
Both guys, yep. Jake too, like, and I know Jake is like 6'7", 6'8", or something like that.
Yeah.
At least he's gigantic, but so both guys kind of working outside. It's kind of slowing it down a little bit. It was fast paced to get out of the gate here, and so Elizabeth doing what she does best, and Jake going after the Damien at this point. Yep.
One of the things about Jake is how you can get a seemingly basic move over as a finisher if your mannerisms are right and you do it right. And here he goes. You're getting the clothesline, which I think is the setup typically for the DDT. Yep. But that DDT, I mean, it's so basic, but because he was doing the DDT, because of how he set it up, because of his mannerisms, it added so much of a real factor to it.
Yeah, and it was at the time. I remember, like you said, it's not a A-list finisher, but it was because of him. Like, and everybody knew, like, it's how he sells it, it's how he did it. Like, yeah, it was that big of a deal all the time. So,
one of the things that I don't think gets talked about enough with Jake is there may not be a Stone Cold Steve Austin, or it may have happened differently without him. Mm-hmm. And remember, Jake was kind of reborn, and so he was doing the religious thing a little bit. And that's where Steve Austin came up with the Austin 316. But, Austin beating Jake Roberts and really squashing Jake Roberts to win the King of the Ring. Mm-hmm. And the way Jake put him over, and then I'm sure Jake gave him some really good feedback and tips along the way. But, I mean, that really laid the groundwork for Stone Cold Steve Austin, Austin 316. I mean, you take the Jake Roberts element out of it and what ensued with that promo, and you just wonder. I mean, I know it's the cliche is always like, oh, well, the cream always rises to the top. Dude, there's been plenty of, like, really good wrestlers that could have been great that weren't. I mean, you got to catch lightning in the bottle, the right timing, the right gimmick, the right dance partners, and Stone Cold got it. But, I mean, that guy could have, he could have ended up just being a jobber. I mean, you say these things, like, it's like there's no guarantee that everything happens the way it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I was watching.
Macho Man's not only good, but he's smart. That's a great.
All right, so you have Jesse and Vince on commentary. Macho going up to the top. Double axe handle coming. Always love that. And this is the way they shoot it, like kind of from the ground. It just always looked like he was coming from so far. It was always one of my favorite moves, watching him do that on the outside.
Macho using the heel tack and putting Elizabeth between him and Jake the Snake as Jake was kind of coming after him at this point. So Macho up on the top again here, but Jake looks like, oh, yeah, he did caught him again with double axe. All right, yep. Interesting, yep. Macho going a third time, going up top. Here we go. But Jake popped back up. Oh, caught him. Yep. Good match. Working hard, working fast.
AJ Styles is going to retire in 2026.
Yep.
Who's his final opponent?
Oh boy. I wonder. He at least we're getting the dream match, or got the dream match, him and Cena. Like, I think that it's one of those, especially, it depends on when he wants to go out and how he wants to go out. Because, do we get him and Finn? Do we get him and Shinsuke? Do we revisit some of that from, the New Japan and early WWE days? Or, he has worked with younger stars a lot. So do we give him, like,
Just toss Dave Hebner across the ring. And now Jake Roberts. Oh, jeez. Dave Hebner just fell out of the ring onto a table. All right, Hebner's lost full control. Cher coming in the ring. That's it. He's calling for the bell.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a disqualification.
This is not a folding chair. This is one of those like conference chairs that Macho's holding. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Look at one finger go
Palpita. Jake's attacking Savage with the snake, throwing it at him. Yeah.
All right, we've lost all control here.
Wasn't it too? Didn't Macho hate the snake?
Oh yeah, in real life.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
Okay. So no one comes to mind for AJ Styles' retirement then?
Not right out of the gate. I don't know. Like I said, I could see him. I hope we do get to revisit some of these matches we've seen in the past. Like, I think him and Finn could have a really good one. Nakamura could be another good one. Like, but I could see him going on his back too. I think he's that type of guy. So I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of think he should.
Yeah.
And I just a name that comes to mind is, you could do a Braun Breaker beating him. That could be an interesting one.
Yeah, get him over that.
Or you know what? Maybe we're going to end up doing is every guy's final match is going to be against Gunther.
It could be.
Okay, Gunther is going to retire every single star he can. We had like the Legend Killer. He's going to be like the retirement home.
Yeah, there you go. TM, we've trademarked that. Like, that may be what they need to do. I think it'll be interesting. Gunther at that point, we're going to bring Goldberg out of mothballs. Like, that's the other thing you got to factor in. Is this going to be a overseas show where it's a Saudi show and they do it there? And so it's almost like it's not as much of a kind of attraction as much as it is just the one-off for, a Saudi show. I don't know.
All right, it's time for the aftermath.
Ho! It's time for the aftermath.
What'd you think?
That's good. I think that, we kind of heard it a little bit, some of the clips that we had on of, they started cheering as a face like Jake. And they actually worked really well together. It was fast paced. It was short. It was barely 10 minutes, not even. But they worked really well together. They both looked great. They looked young. Both of them looked young. But overall, the in-the-ring action they did a good job of telling the story, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Good job here. What happened afterwards?
Yeah, what do we got here on this one? Oh, that's all right. And so Jake the Snake turned full babyface after this one. That reaction, like I said, at Saturday Night Main Event kind of showed that he was too popular, even in the bad guy role, to stay a heel. And so Savage, on the other hand, he had that run as the hated Intercontinental Champion through early 1987, which led into, of course, his feud, which we've covered before, with Ricky Steamboat, which the culmination of that was WrestleMania 3. But Jake, being that babyface, he actually feuded with Honky Tonk Man in early 1987 after Honky Tonk attacked him with a guitar on the Snake Pit. And so that feud actually ran, and we'll have to revisit a little bit, that feud ran for over a year, which just feels crazy. Yeah, but at the time, that's how it was. And so, but this was really, Jake the Snake, crowd support, undeniable on that, that page. And then Savage, still the heel, not going to change that in any way. But this really set them up for bigger programs, going on to Steamboat, going on to that long Honky Tonk run, and getting both guys that way. So this one, too, this show, 1986, happening. We don't got any PWI. We don't got any Observer newsletter. We don't have any Torch, none of that stuff. And so what are you going to rank this one?
I got this one at a 5. Payoff score is a 5. Nothing wrong with it, but 9 minutes. I think it was a little gimmicky of a match, and wasn't. I don't know. There wasn't like the massive build or massive payoff, and it's tough with these DQ matches, man, because you always feel like you got ripped off, right? So that's where I had it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm at a 6. I think this is one that it's like what I said at the end here, like it set up what came next. And I think that was a big part of this. And so, nothing wrong with that. And it was a very solid match, but I think that their catalog and what they did is so much bigger than this one match. Like, yeah, it's great to see this was the turn. So if you want to watch that, it's worth it to go back to that. But overall, like, not a skippable match, of course. Like, it was a good kind of good showing and good opener for the people that were there. But yeah, nothing too crazy with it though.
All right. What do you have for us next week?
Oh, what do I have for us next week? So we are staying focused on one Randy Savage, but we're also going to include Hogan. Go to their WCW days. We got Halloween Havoc 1996. This one will be interested to see just how fans feel about this one, but not great. And so I think this is going to fall under that category for us and kind of having this one. So that'll be fun. But yeah, we've got at this point we're in November. We've got of course some Survivor Series coming up here, and then we also got some Lucha Underground, and so we're going to revisit that a little bit here as well too. So we got some good stuff lined up over the next couple of weeks.
Good. Well, I'm pumped to cover next week. And as always, thank you for joining us on an all-new episode of The Payoff. We'll see you next week.